Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook. Dominate the Great Voyage. Starting from Summoning 10 Espada. Chapter 16 Tia Halibal. Yummy. Hearing the system prompt, Davy raised the corner of his mouth and smiled. Click on the record information in the mailbox column in the panel, and sure enough, I saw the information that the system issued the task reward. Then click on the panel properties again, and all the quest rewards obtained have entered the various columns of the panel properties. Quest reward. The Conqueror of Tyrant 1000 origin points, Gold Summoning Ticket 1. King's Revenge National Happiness plus 100. 5000 origin points, Silver 10 Summoning Coupon 1, King's Heart. Closing square bracket. Your national happiness plus 100, please make persistent efforts and continue to build and strengthen your kingdom. Quote. Comfortable. The 6000 origin points rewarded by the system, plus the enemies killed by his summoned characters, add up to the remaining 242 origin points. On this day, Davy won a total of 6,845 origin points. It is a pity that ordinary human beings do not have the origin point, because they are too weak. Otherwise, Davy's origin point will be broken. However, through Ulquiorra and the Ghost Shadow Core, he also obtained hundreds of origin points from the enemy. It's almost time to be content. Davy doesn't care too much about it. For the time being, ignore the issue of national happiness and unhappiness. Looking at this generous quest reward, Davy's only thought now is call. It's still TM's call. Looking at the empty hall below which was cleaned up, Davy chuckled, little pig, Lord is calling. Use the silver 10 consecutive summon coupons first. Quote. As always, regarding Davy's address to himself, the system display was silent for a while. Dang, you consumed a silver 10 series summoning coupon and made a summon. It's still the same. With a flicker of sight in front of him, Davy once again came to the cosmic starry sky. The silver planet glowed with light, the mysterious atmosphere of chaos appeared, and the heavens and the world reflected in the chaos. Ding, you have made 10 silver summons and obtained the following items. Ding, congratulations on getting the full volume of Pro Hot Paradise. Ding, congratulations on getting the summoned character Otherworld Potions Apprentice. Ding, congratulations on getting the Advanced All Attribute Enhancement Potion X1. Ding, congratulations on getting the Berserker Medicine ×1. Ding, congratulations on getting 50 origin points. Ding, congratulations on getting Jillian Manos Grande ×10. Ding, congratulations on getting the Common Cannon Fodder Virtual ×2000. Ding, congratulations on getting the summoned character 10th Espada Yami Yargo and his subordinates. Ding, congratulations on getting Momoshiki Diwan's Hollow L Silk XZ. Ding, congratulations on getting a bottle of Farmer's 3 Punch. Ding, when you perform 100 silver summons, you will get a mysterious reward. Good guy, I'm straight guy. You really have your dog system. If Momoshiki Diwan finds out that he has her underwear on him, it won't kill him. I didn't expect you to be such a system. Not serious. Davy despised such a system very much. Why did he have to summon a set twice? But this time, the silver 10 consecutive summons are quite powerful. First up is the Espada Yami with his subordinates. What is the level of Espada? Individual Espadas are basically Admiral level combat power, even far beyond this level of strength. And Yami, to be honest, Davy is a little unsure about this guy. After all, what really troubles this guy is his anger ability, and his anger ability is constantly getting stronger and stronger. Just like a Hulk, but compared to the Hulk of Maiman, it is too far behind. If it rushes into the battlefield, it should be a good tank. We can only follow up on his performance and make a judgment. 10 Jillian Manos Grande and 2000 Cannon Fodder. Moderately, Davy feels that this configuration should be able to meet Marine's Buster Call, and it is unknown how it will play out. But at least it can consume or even destroy a wave of Buster Call's fleet. In that case, it's just a matter of dealing with Marine's Admiral high-end combat power. Ulquiorra against one Marine Admiral and Yami against the remaining Vice Admiral. No problem. Davy was slightly relieved after the steelyard in his heart was flat. As long as you resist this wave of Celestial Dragon's death, the world government and Marines blow. Later, if the other party wants to pinch him again, he has to weigh it carefully. Otherworld Potions Apprentice. What about me? Oh, can you get a mysterious reward after 100 silver summons? Davy asked curiously. Can I know what the mysterious reward is? Cannot. Then you are talking. Use the golden summon coupon. Davy rolled his eyes immediately, and continued saying angrily. Dang, you used a golden summoning coupon to summon once. Congratulations, you have obtained the summoned character, third Espada, Tia Hannibal. Quote. P.S. After thinking about it, it is better not to assign 3 subordinate officers to Sister Bay, otherwise it will be a bit of a bully. Bay, Sister Bay, what the hell, I'm not sleepy anymore. For the third Espada in this Shinigami original, Tia Hannibal, Davy likes it very much. Unexpectedly, 2 gold summons will summon 2 Espadas, and the second gold summon even summons a Shinigami female character that he likes very much. Under Davy's slightly excited operation, the starry sky disappeared. In place, on the red carpet below the throne, 3 Uzumaki appeared. Uzumaki on the left was the first to come out of the excited bronze skin, Yami with the face of a demon and his subordinate Kookaburro. A false dog. Then came out from the right-hand side. It was a weak potion apprentice holding the wand in both hands, shrinking in fear and trembling. Finally, what came out of Uzumaki in the middle was Davy's most anticipated blonde and black beauty. Tia Hannibal. Looking at Hannibal with a graceful figure, Davy ignored the feedback information of the summoning character's strength prompted by the system at this time. Yami Yargo. Wong. Mars Murphiza. Tia Hannibal. Allegiance to you, Your Majesty the King. After walking out of Uzumaki, the 3 of them glanced around the hall, then immediately took a step forward, half kneeling on the ground, and respectfully saluted and swore an oath. Haha, get up Tia, Yami. And Mars. With 2 more Admiral under his command, Davy is in a good mood. The most important thing is that there is an extra 2-dimensional wife. This is really the most fragrant. As for the Queen and Princess, let's be a maid and slave for the time being. He is still thinking about how to deal with it now. He has no time to pay attention to the world government and Marines' pursuit. HMPH, I didn't expect to see you again, Hannibal. Standing up, Yami turned to look at the indifferent Hannibal. I thought I was dead, but I didn't expect to come back to life in another world. Yami is grateful to the man who sat on the throne from the bottom of his heart. Since his rebirth, his past memories have changed a bit. The man on the throne resurrected him from the eternal purgatory, he revered Davy, and will always be loyal to him. Quote. Silence. Reticent and cautious, this is Hannibal's character. I don't want to make myself stronger by killing others. This unshakable belief in her heart is the criterion for her to continue to grow stronger. That's why Davy is very much in this role. As for other reasons, it's all LSP, what else are you pretending to be? Hannibal's eyes were fixed on Davy, Davy's figure reflected in his green eyes, and Yami was silently ignored. Just watching, she suddenly nodded to Davy. No one could find the beautiful smile on the corner of her mouth under her mask. Quote. Seeing Hannibal suddenly nodding to himself, Davy was taken aback. What's going on? That, Your Majesty the King, is there a potion shop here? I still have a potion experiment to do, that. At this time, Mars below suddenly asked in a cowardly manner. Hearing the question from the potion's apprentice, Davy remembered that there is still this little guy. Check out his panel properties. Open black lens bracket figure close black lens bracket. Level. Second order mage potion apprentice. Race. Human, demon. Talents. Medicinal sacrifice, demon bite. Abilities. Fourth order potions apprentice, potions encyclopedia, corrosive breath, demonborn light fireball, great fireball. Weapon. Goblin head wand. Comprehensive evaluation. A powerful potion apprentice from another world is just a potion master who has not obtained the test certificate. Use a future god level demon Yakushi as a combat power training, maybe you have a problem with your brain. This fuck is called an apprentice. Isn't he doing miscellaneous work for the official demon Yakushi? What's the matter with the fourth order potion master? Made money. Davy burst into laughter after reading Morse's panel properties. Although I don't know what the level of the fourth order potion master is, since it can be called a master. Should be able to develop advanced good things, right? And this guy will become a god level demon Yakushi in the future. No matter how you think about it. I thought it was a useless chicken, but unexpectedly it gave him a surprise. No, but I can send some people to assist you and build a potion for you. Whatever you need, you can tell the Minister of Finance after you go back. If you have any difficulties, you can come to me directly. Quote. Talent. Davy spared no expense in preparing this guy. As a potion master, you must be able to create some enhancers that enhance all aspects of human strength and speed. At that time, all of them will be used to strengthen and upgrade the ordinary army of Christie Kingdom and even benefit ordinary people. It is a beautiful thing to strengthen the medicine for the benefit of the people. Thank you, Your Majesty the King. Is this trust? Davy didn't know, his words almost moved Morse to tears. In the original world, he was a human and demon race that everyone shouted and beat like a mouse crossing the street. Unexpectedly, after coming to this world, His Majesty the King in front of him promised him such good conditions and would train him heavily. This is a man worthy of his lifelong pursuit of allegiance. Next, Davy checked the panel properties of Hannibal and Yami, and found that they were similar to the abilities in the original work. There is nothing to be left behind, there will be some Christie officials behind this place to take control of this place. Now, a legion and 200 or 300 ghost ninjas are temporarily stationed. Davy, on the other hand, took a group of his subordinates and began to return to Christie Kingdom. Soon, the death of celestial dragons will shock the world. Davy needs to go back and do some planning. With Hannibal and Yami as new boosters, Davy has nothing to worry about. Marine can only dispatch one Marine Admiral and one Buster Call fleet at most. What he needs to consider now is how to fight this war vigorously enough to bring out the momentum of Christie Kingdom. Let people all over the world realize that this rising invincible kingdom is a terrifying kingdom that does not allow anyone to jump around freely. Not even celestial dragons dare to make a mistake. After all, Davy doesn't want the scumbags of pirates and other forces to die in the future on the territory of his kingdom. This kind of fly is annoying. The rise of Christie's kingdom requires a war that shocks the world. The other side, Marineford, Naval Headquarters, Office of the Marshal. I see. Pong. Behind the marshal's desk, Sengoku hung up the phone bug angrily and slammed the desk hard with a punch, smashing it in half. Damn it. Someone dared to kill celestial dragons in public. A bunch of bastards, looking for trouble for the old man. Originally, the New World thing was already frustrating enough, but I didn't expect that in this situation, there are still people who don't know what to do. After humiliating celestial dragons for a while, he was beheaded and shown to the public. Outrageous. Even the Murloc leader and the race that hated celestial dragons all over the world had never imagined and dared to do things that a 17-year-old king who had just ascended to the throne had done it. Didn't he think about the consequences of doing so? But after Sengoku investigated everything, he was suddenly speechless. Celestial dragons is still so fond of it, if you don't make it, you won't die, and you will encounter a ruthless person. Finally killed myself. Ha ha ha, what's the matter, isn't it just a dead celestial dragons? Ka-cha, it's delicious. On the sofa, the white-haired Garp leaned back against the sofa, ate senbei and said heartless words. Not really telling the truth. Bastard Garp. You know how to eat and eat all day long. Seeing Garp's unconcerned appearance, Sengoku suddenly erupted into a rage. Do you know how much shock this incident caused? A king of a large and small kingdom actually beheaded celestial dragons in public, and hung the city gate to show the public. The 5 elders on the Holy Land scolded me in the face. The orders I have now are to dispatch Marine Admiral and dispatch Buster Call to wipe out that island. At the end, Sengoku's tone has become heavy. Buster Call. It has been a long time since it was activated. I remember the last time it was activated or the last time. 20 years have passed in the blink of an eye. Only the one time 20 years ago was the real Buster Call, and only one person escaped from the entire island country. The rest of the lives of humans and animals, buildings, mountains and rivers, were completely wiped out by Buster Call's cannonballs. The Buster Call that was launched in the next 2 decades was all a little trouble. And to this day, the Buster Call will be activated again, only for the death of a celestial dragons. It would take millions of people and the lives of 3 kingdoms to repay. Crack. Garp's sound of eating senbei suddenly stopped, and his face became gloomy. Celestial dragons. The damn clan. It's the biggest cancer in the world, but they can't do anything about them. What are you going to do, Sengoku? Garp asked with a gloomy face and an inexplicable tone. What to do? This sinful kingdom is of course destroyed. A pro-government faction, Vice Admiral, who licked the stinky feet of celestial dragons, came out and said indignantly. It's just that as soon as he finished speaking, he was stared at by Garp's sullen eyes, so frightened that he didn't dare to say any more. Hey, this is the order of the 5 elders, and it is also the angry request of many celestial dragons. We cannot disobey. Staff Crane Vice Admiral sighed helplessly. A poor kingdom where the celestial dragons demanded tributes too much, and was invaded by 2 neighboring countries. The members of the royal family almost died, and the country was on the verge of death. They chose to rise up and become the conquerors of 2 enemy nations, killing the celestial dragons. Resisted the fate of death, but brought the power of subjugation. Knowing that the culprit is celestial dragons, the one who should die the most is St. Charles rose. But they are Marines, subordinates directly under the world government. This is not the first time this kind of order. They have no choice but to follow instructions. What a terrible kingdom, even the celestial dragons dare to kill. Crossing his hands, Kizaru still had a sleazy look on his face, and was also surprised by Christie Kingdom's astonishing deeds. At the same time, he also knew that he, who was currently idle at naval headquarters, might not be dispatched soon. Lead the Buster Call fleet to wipe out that island nation. It's really annoying. Almost every time it's him who takes care of the unscrupulous guy who provokes the celestial dragons, such a shitty dirty job. Just because he is too fast, and he often sits idle at naval headquarters waiting for the world to support him. Pulsolino was speechless. This feeling of being spurned and scolded by the world, although I have become accustomed to it over the years. Maybe he's getting a little bored himself, unless he resigns as a Marine. Otherwise, this kind of thing will keep happening. Kizaru, it's up to you to lead the Buster Call fleet. Sure enough, the next moment, Pulsolino heard Sengoku solemnly announce the mission. Quote. Pulsolino wanted to refuse, but the words were choked again. Aokiji and Sakazuki are both in New World, he is the only one. Admiral has nothing to do, he can't escape. It seems that my old bones are about to move again. With a sigh in his heart, Borsalino stood up helplessly. A world in which only Kizaru is injured is complete. Porosalino left the marshal's office with a very speechless mood. At the same time, the entire naval headquarters was also mobilized. Large warships were lined up side by side, and Marine Vice Admiral Rear Admiral deployed one by one, mobilizing tens of thousands of Marine soldiers. Started to land on a dozen large warships one after another, each performing its own duties. Buster Call, activated. The other side. People of all races all over the world, all the places where seagulls can put a newspaper in the news, have learned that an unknown king of a kingdom has killed a celestial dragons. Although I don't know where the photos were taken secretly, in the picture, Virgil personally cut off the head of St. Charles Rose. But the world understands that this is all the celestial dragons who ordered his subordinates to kill the young king. So this crime is still firmly on Davy's body. New World. Ha 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 ha. Oh Moses Roy, what a funny kid. Actually killed the celestial dragons. On the Moby Dick. Whitebeard sat under the main rail sail, next to 2 nurses in white, with infusion tubes inserted, and laughed with a bowl of wine in one hand. This is something he has never done before. After all, I didn't meet before the rise, and the celestial dragons avoided him after the rise. Otherwise, it will be dead for nothing. Under normal circumstances, the world government and Marine are really difficult to deal with the Whitebeard pirates. Can't draw a lot of high-end combat power. For that alone, Whitebeard appreciates Davy's daring. Yeah, Dad, this new little king is too daring. The captain of the first team, Margao, who was surrounded by them, also agreed, and then frowned and said, it's just that they also got into big trouble. The world knows, don't provoke a celestial dragons, or Admiral will do it. At worst, the elite Vice Admiral goes after the offender. This is also what he has been doing since the beginning, after thinking about it, isn't it? A different look flashed in Whitebeard's eyes, then he laughed again, raising the wine bowl in his hand. To celebrate the bravery of this young king, little ones, let's have a banquet. Ooh, when it comes to holding a banquet, the pirates on the ship put aside this problem and start to eat meat and drink happily, and hold a banquet. At least what the kingdom will be in the end. Does this have anything to do with them? They are pirates, in a certain sea area, on an island. Hey, True or false, celestial dragons were killed. Inside the cave, a black-haired man with Madara full of sparrows looked at the newspaper in his hand and shouted in surprise. Ha ha ha, why Ace, are you afraid of celestial dragons too? A red-haired man with 3 scratch scars on his left eye laughed. Bastard, Lousy is not afraid of bullshit celestial dragons. If I meet this, I will kill one for you. The red-haired Shank's words seemed to stimulate Ace, so angry that he threw off the newspaper in his hand and snatched the barbecue from the other party's hand. Ah, my barbecue. Give it back to me, Baga. Haha, Captain, you are too useless, you were actually taken away by the food from your hand by little Ace, ha ha ha. Captain Scrap. In the cave, the backbone of the crew sneered and laughed at their amusing captain. Hey, you bastards, whether you want to fight one-on-one or a group fight, you choose. Quote. Barudigo, the base camp of the Revolutionary Army. Unfortunately, the Revolutionary Army is rescuing all like-minded countries and races all over the world, and the lackeys of the world government are temporarily unable to provide extra support. Long, the leader of the Revolutionary Army, also received the news that shocked the whole world. However, he did not choose to help. Because the strength of Marine's dispatch this time should not be underestimated, even if he did not dare to act rashly. I can only say sorry. The major forces all over the world who received this news expressed their opinions. Some people admired, praised, and the whole family was boiling. Some people also scold the stupid, ignorant kid. A certain sea area, Calm Belt, Amazon 9 Snake Island, Daughter Country. In the palace of the Daughter Country, the Pirate Queen was greatly shocked at this time. Her entire body was trembling, and a drop of tears dripped from her beautiful eyes, soaking up the newspaper. In the newspaper, the young king sitting on the throne was gradually blurred by tears. Snake Princess. The mother-in-law on the side looked worriedly and solemnly at Snake G, who was caught in painful memories. She really wanted to comfort the woman who was suffering, but she couldn't get her words out of her mouth. This kind of person who is caught in painful memories is not so comforting. Christy Davy. The concubine remembers you. The large island of Konoma, the kingdom of Christy. Reporting to His Majesty the King, Minister Mars of the Potions Department has successfully developed 3 types of potions of primary force and speed. It has already been put into the soldier test stage, and the effect is outstanding. The strength of a single soldier has been able to lift hundreds of kilograms of stone blocks. Double the speed and twice the stamina. In the kingdom chamber, a centurion officer told Davy reverently. It is good. Although there is not much improvement, this level of improvement can be universalized. It is believed that Mars will develop intermediate and advanced medicines soon. I am afraid that even the most ordinary people in his kingdom can become superhumans with hundreds of strength per capita. Under this terrible base, which country can fight him? Very good. Has the Marine fleet been spotted at the Coast Harbor Watchtower? It has been 5 or 6 days since the beheading of St. Charles Rose, and Marines Buster Call and Admiral are about to arrive, right? P.S. After writing this, I suddenly remembered that the map started in New World, Jong-o-o. It will be changed to the first half of the Grand Line here. The later plot needs hope for understanding. Thank you. Go back to His Majesty the King, there is no news from the coastal garrison yet. The centurion who was half kneeling on the red carpet replied quickly. Is that so? Davy's chin rested on the back of his hand, suspiciously. Suddenly, the corners of Davy's mouth rose, and his mood became uplifted. No, they have already arrived. How is this possible? The centurion looked in disbelief. How did His Majesty the King find out? Davy didn't bother to explain to him. Just at that moment, the cannon fodders who had been stranded on the inevitable voyage route found a lot of delicious soul breath. Even Ulquiorra felt it, a group of powerful life energy and soul breath. Close to the coast of Christy Kingdom, more than 10 nautical miles away. This is the special soul link between Davy and the summoned characters, which can transmit information in real time. Then go all out. Manos Grande Legion. Stop them off the island and let them all be buried in the sea. Davy gave a high-spirited order, and Ulquiorra, far off the coast, received the order in an instant. Facing the Buster Call led by Admiral, Davy would not have the slightest sympathy. This is a war in which you all die or his country perishes. How ridiculous is life. On the Konoma Island route. 10 large warships sailed forward slowly, on a main command ship protruding in the middle. Porcelino was standing on the bow deck, and beside him stood the Ghost Spider Vice Admiral and a Rear Admiral. Marine's Buster Call combat configuration is a top-level fleet composed of 5 Vice Admiral, 10 Rear Admiral, dozens of colonels and nearly 10,000 Marine elites. The strongest situation is when a Marine Admiral is deployed as the main force. The 10 warships with nearly 10,000 Marines are also the top combat warships, and the power of the shells is several times that of ordinary shells. It's finally here, looking at the island in front of me that gradually became clearly visible from black dots. Porcelino suddenly let out a long sigh and raised his eyelids. Your Excellency Admiral, the target is about to enter the range of the naval artillery fire. Will you start the artillery bombardment after 3 minutes? Beside him, a lieutenant colonel Marine trotted over and reported to Kizaru. Permit. Porcelino nodded in response, and it was at this moment that a beam of red light shot up in an instant, and even Porcelino did not respond. Boom, boom, boom. The next moment, a warship was penetrated by a red beam, causing a huge wave, and the warship burst into flames and billows of smoke. At this moment, I do not know how many Marine soldiers died in this sudden attack. At least Vice Admiral on this warship had been slightly injured at this time, and his Admiral Rear Admiral, along with some other sailors, was killed by this Sero attack. Damn! Enemy attack! The Fire Mountain Vice Admiral roared furiously, his body flashed, and he came to the rail sail, looking at the figure in the sea fog ahead with his eyes angrily. On the main ship, Porcelino quickly glanced at the destroyed warship, and then looked at the boy who appeared from the dissipating sea fog. Ahead, no passage. High in the sky, Ulquiorra looked down at the Marines below with an indifferent expression. It appeared, is this the backhand who supported Christie III to dare to kill celestial dragons? Looking at the indifferent, seemingly harmless thin Ulquiorra in the sky, Porcelino showed an expression that the old man had already guessed everything. Sure enough, as he thought, Christie III's courage is not a momentary hatred, but relying on the incomparably powerful force behind him. Emaciated. No, what Porcelino can feel is the mighty aura emanating from Ulquiorra. Even life-threatening terrorist threats. No passage ahead. Is it just you? The Ghost Spider Vice Admiral sneered and looked at Ulquiorra with disdain. No, there are us. Ha ha ha, kill yourself this time. Ulquiorra. Suddenly, the void behind Ulquiorra was torn apart, and the two of them came out of the dark void crack. And behind them, Gillian Manos Grande and Cannon Fodder, who were full of false words.